A few days ago, RaKai got banned on Twitch, and the way this played out makes it pretty clear this wasn't some random mistake or Twitch waking up one day and deciding to ruin his career. Because by the time that ban hit, RaKai was already in trouble. For weeks leading up to it, the conversation around him had been shifting. At first, he was just the loud, chaotic streamer who blew up fast. The clips were everywhere. People were laughing, reacting, sharing them because the energy was insane. That's what made him grow so quickly. But then something changed. The clips stopped being shared just because they were funny. They started being shared because people were uncomfortable. And when that happens, especially at the scale RaKai reached, platforms start watching closely. Twitch doesn't move based on vibes alone, but they absolutely move when a creator becomes a liability. And RaKai was heading straight in that direction. The ban didn't come out of nowhere. It came right after a wave of backlash tied to viral clips and public behavior, especially surrounding the streamer awards. If you were online at all during that time, you probably saw the same clips everyone else did. So instead of just talking around it, let's actually look at the kind of moments people were reacting to.
And guess what?
Send me my money right now.
Guess what? But guess who's not getting their money? You ugly. That $6,500 is still my bank account. So you.
This clip right here is one of the ones that kept getting reposted. And if you scroll through the comments, it's not just jokes, it's arguments. Some people are defending him, saying it's being blown out of proportion. Others are saying this is exactly the kind of behavior that was bound to get him in trouble. That split matters. Because when an audience starts dividing like that, controversy doesn't die, it grows. And this wasn't an isolated moment. Multiple clips from the same event, different angles, different reactions, all stacking up. The narrative online started shifting from, "This guy is wild," to, "Why does this keep happening?" That's the warning sign. RaKai built his platform on chaos, loud reactions, pushing boundaries, saying whatever came to mind. That worked when his audience was smaller and more contained. The people watching him knew what they were signing up for. But once his clips started hitting millions of people who didn't know him, the context disappeared. And instead of chaotic humor, it started looking reckless. That's when Twitch gets nervous, because Twitch doesn't just moderate streams, they protect their image, their advertisers, and the events they're associated with. When a creator starts generating repeated backlash at public events, that's not something they ignore. Shortly after all of this blew up, RaKai was banned on Twitch. No detailed public explanation, because Twitch almost never gives one, but the timing tells you everything you need to know. This wasn't random. After the ban, RaKai went live elsewhere and addressed it emotionally, pushing back hard against the idea that he deserved it. Let's look at what he actually said in his own words.
I just got banned, bro. 2 motherfucking years. I did a lot of shit in my life, bro. But what the fuck did I do that bad? I get where Twitch is coming from, bro. But I just feel like for 2 years, it's honestly crazy. So all we gotta do is just wait. No one cares.
This response is a big part of why I'm not taking his side here. Because instead of acknowledging that his behavior might have contributed to the situation, he framed the ban as something being done to him, like he was targeted, like people were just being sensitive or unfair, and that reaction makes things worse. When you're already under scrutiny, reacting emotionally instead of critically doesn't calm the situation. It escalates it. It shifts the conversation from what happened to how you're handling it. And once people start judging your attitude instead of just your actions, public support disappears fast. This is where a lot of creators mess up. They think the problem is the backlash itself, not the behavior that caused it. So instead of reflecting, they fight the narrative. And that almost always backfires. RaKai didn't get banned because one clip offended someone. He got banned because his behavior kept putting Twitch in uncomfortable positions. Public events, viral backlash, negative discourse that wasn't dying down. That's when platforms step in. And no, Twitch does not ban fast-rising creators lightly. They protect money until controversy becomes a liability. When the bad press starts outweighing the engagement, that's when action happens. RaKai crossed into that territory. What makes this situation frustrating is that it was avoidable. The warning signs were obvious. Comment sections were changing. Reactions were changing. Other creators were talking around the situation without naming him directly. People were clearly uncomfortable. And instead of adjusting, the chaos kept going. That's not bad luck. That's poor judgment. A lot of people want to excuse this by saying he's young or that the internet is too sensitive now. But once you reach a certain level of influence, those excuses stop working. Being young doesn't erase responsibility. Being popular doesn't protect you from consequences. Influence changes the rules whether you like it or not. RaKai wasn't just a streamer anymore. He was a representative of the platform at events. His behavior reflected on Twitch, on organizers, on sponsors, and when that reflection started looking bad, Twitch had to act. That's the part fans don't want to hear. Another thing people gloss over is that early reports suggested the ban could be extremely long, even up to 2 years. While Twitch later clarified parts of that reporting, the damage was already done. Once people hear banned, the nuance disappears. RaKai went from next big thing to banned streamer overnight, and that label sticks. Now people are digging up older clips, re-examining past moments, watching his content through a completely different lens. Things that were ignored before are suddenly being treated as red flags. That's not fair, but it's predictable. This is how internet momentum flips. The same audience that pushed him up is now questioning him. And once that happens, every move feels heavier. Here's the part that really matters. RaKai is at a crossroads. He can keep framing this as everyone else's fault. He can double down on the chaos and fight the narrative. Or he can actually recognize that his behavior played a role in this and make changes. Right now, based on his responses, it doesn't look like he's ready to do that. And that's a problem, because Twitch bans end eventually. Reputations don't reset that easily. If RaKai doesn't adjust how he carries himself, this ban won't be a setback. It'll be the moment his career started sliding. We've seen this story before. Creators blow up fast, ignore warning signs, and assume the attention will protect them. Then, when consequences hit, they act shocked. The internet doesn't work like that. Chaos sells until it doesn't. Once the reaction turns negative, the same chaos becomes the reason people want you gone. That's exactly what happened here. This isn't cancel culture. It's not a witch hunt. It's not Twitch being evil. It's a creator who pushed boundaries without adapting to his growth and finally hit a wall. RaKai wasn't banned because people were out to get him. He was banned because he kept putting himself in situations that were bound to blow up. And the ban was the result, not the cause. Whether he learns from this or not is what determines what happens next. Because if he doesn't, this won't be the last time he's in trouble. And if he does, this could be the moment he looks back on and realizes where things went wrong. But either way, pretending this came out of nowhere is dishonest. The signs were there. People saw this coming. Twitch saw it coming. And now RaKai has to deal with the consequences.